just got a touch on it, and then it fell for Romero just outside the penalty spot, and he tried to just, with the outside of his left foot, place it in the bottom corner. Not much power, a lot of direction on it. Szczesny stretched out to his right, and it's inches wide of the post. That is so close from Isaac Romero. Would have been an unbelievable finish from the centre forward. And Sevilla all over Barcelona at the moment. To the left hand side now. To throw in for Barça. Gerard Martin, down the line for Lewandowski, who's come all the way into his own half to receive. Martin then boots it out to this near touchline. Torres competing with Suazo. The Chilean fullback wins it in the air. And then with Marçal. Back with Lacademos. Again, booted forward. Ruben Vargas the target. Koundé will win that, but only hooks his clearance as far as Romero. And then the centre forward does well to win a throw in, and it's a really shaky start here for Hansi Flick, who looks awfully concerned on the sideline. Jules Koundé, one of his most reliable troops, looking all out of sorts so far this afternoon. It's a throw in for Sevilla on this near side, halfway into the Barcelona half. Tries it into Romero. He tries one over his head, but Araujo will get there and just nod it back to Wojciech Szczesny. Szczesny starting his third game in a row after that injury to Joan Garcia. Kubarsi now. Looking for the run of Pedri, cut out there by Azpilicueta. And now Sanchez, and whose goal separates us back to Agume. Sanchez again. They've worked it well, and it's forward, and Sow has broken the offside chap. Jibril Sow, he's in behind. Can he get a strike away? Held up initially, lays it off. Romero, saved by Szczesny. Another huge chance for Sevilla to double their lead inside the first half. It's Sanchez in the middle of the park who picks out Sow. He makes his run from deep. He's inside his own half. Barcelona's line is so high that he beats it. Running through on goal, he's held up by Araujo, who did well to make up the ground, but picks out Romero on the penalty spot. First time effort with his left foot. Doesn't quite catch it. Sort of bobbles on the ground up to Szczesny, who palms it away with his two hands. Vargas was free on the left if he had seen him. But another massive opportunity. It is a corner kick though, to be taken from this left hand side. Suazo, outswing delivery towards the edge of the box. Agumo, saved by Szczesny again. Flag is up against Romero. In fact, what an opportunity. It's a well-worked corner kick routine. Suazo just fires one toward the edge of the box as they peel off, and it's, in fact, it's Batista Mendy who meets it on the volley with his left foot. It's a really good strike, and Szczesny had to palm it away. Offside given against Romero, who referee said was blocking his field of vision, so to be fair, it wouldn't have counted even if it found the back of the net. But Sevilla continue to dominate this game. Barcelona looking at 6s and 7s in defence. Jules Koundé on the ball for Barça. Goes infield to Frankie de Jong. In the centre circle, de Jong gets his head up in the Sevilla half. Goes to his right. Here's Pedri. Ferran Torres out on the right hand side. Koundé makes a move ahead of him. Instead he comes back infield. Pedri now. This is better from Barcelona. Forward for Lewandowski. Good challenge though on the edge of his own box by Azpilicueta. Sanchez now trying to clear his lines. It's closed down and they've won it back. Marcus Rashford. Lovely into the feet of Pedri. Lewandowski now towards the end line, looking to get a cross away. but he's overrun it. He has won a corner. Barcelona's first of the game. Azpilicueta can't believe it. He felt as though it was a goal kick. But better football from Barca. Corner kick over the far side. Marcus Rashford to take. Be a right-footed in-swinger from the Englishman. Araujo, Koundé and Kubasi forward from the back. Can Rashford pick one out? Got an assist during the week. Swung in towards the near post, well headed away by Agume, still not clear, falls to the edge of the area. Here's Olmo, way forward is blocked, he finds Rashford again, another chance to get the cross in. It's a low one towards the near post. Marcel this time clears for Sevilla. Pedri takes it out of the sky, plays it to the right hand side. Here's Frankie de Jong. De Jong toward Araujo. Now Rashford again, cuts on his right foot. Ball into the box looking for Lewandowski. Really good header by Agume. Falls for Rashford again. On the left hand side, he's inside the Sevilla box, running at his man, but good tackle in there. And it will be another corner kick. You see that incident again. Araujo went down in the box, but there's nothing really in that. And it will just be a corner. Pushing and shoving going on around the penalty spot, and the referee wants a word here. It's a Mendy and Araujo and Azpilicueta and Koundé, Marcel, Lewandowski, all well capable of looking after themselves, shall we say, in there. Rashford ready to take. Two hands in the air. Clips one in towards the penalty spot. Gets a head on it from Koundé, but it just loops up into the air, and Vlachodimos easily plucks it out of the sky. Rashford did pick out a teammate, but Koundé was never really looked like scoring, and Vlachodimos just throws that one out. And Azpilicueta just appears to be in a bit of discomfort. Just limping away. Vlachodimos making sure his teammate can receive attention if needed. We will have a cooling break incidentally at the moment. Like I said, 30 degrees in Seville at kickoff, so a chance for players to get some tactical instructions as well as fluids on board. So half an hour, just over half an hour gone, and Sevilla leading Barcelona by a goal to nil, and Alexis Sanchez penalty has them ahead and on their way to potentially ending a 10-year losing streak. Like I said, last time they beat Barcelona was a 2-1 home win in October 2015. Lost both games against Barca last year, 4 and 5-1 respectively. Matias Almeida instructing his side. He's really done well for them this year. Obviously we're still early in the season, but 17th place finish for Sevilla last year, their worst in La Liga history. And Almeida brought in this summer trying to improve things. Already has at the moment, so he currently sit 10th. Already better. Obviously they've brought in experience in the likes of Sanchez, Azpilicueta too. Obviously they're in the twilight of their careers, but can offer a lot in and around the dressing room, and they have young players like Carmona, who's 23, Agume, who's 23 as well. Ruben Vargas has always been a quality operator as well, so they do have the players. And a club like Sevilla, not necessarily a team, shouldn't really be finishing near the relegation spots. Only 1 point off them last season as we resume play. Nicely taken by Gibril Say. Finds Agume out to the right hand side. Carmona forward for Agume again. Nice first touch on the right hand side. Has options across. Fires a ball across. Romero! It's another missed chance from Isaac Romero. He can't believe it. It should be 2. Surely has to be 2-0. Agume gets down the right hand side. Again, that Barcelona line getting caught from a run from deep. They have so many bodies in the box. Agume picks out Romero on the penalty spot. It bobbles just before it comes to him. He just tries to open his body up and fire it in, pass it in with his left foot. And it comes off his shin. And somehow it remains 1-0. Unbelievable. That's 2 huge chances Romero has had. The first one was a really difficult finish that he tried. As Azpilicueta and Rashford are subject to the referee's interest now. The former Chelsea man fouling the former Manchester United man on the halfway line. Don't think Rashford's too happy with the physicality from the Spaniard there. But Isaac Romero, what a chance to double the lead. Koundé. Just dispossessed in midfield now. A chance for Sevilla to break. Agume forward for Vargas. Has Romero in the middle. Picks him out. Romero, he does score this time. 2-0 Sevilla. And it's no more than they deserve. Isaac Romero, his 3rd of the season. Ball turned over in the middle of the park. Koundé caught in possession. Agume forward for Vargas. Might have to come back to check if he was offside. But Vargas down the left, gets his head up, picks out Romero. And after a few missed chances, he wasn't going to miss this one. 8 yards out, fires into the back of the net. Barcelona absolutely shell-shocked here. As Romero celebrates, we see it again. Koundé just easily shoved off the ball there by Suazo, falls for Agume in the middle. They might come back to look. There's no real foul in there on Koundé. Falls for Agume, who picks out Vargas. That is tight, as we see it being put through. He picks out Romero. It's a simple finish for the Spaniard, but Vargas will have to look at that offside call. On replay, he may have gone too soon, but Romero putting it into the back of the net past Szczesny. At the moment, Sevilla lead Barcelona by 2-0. And referee, I think, yes, goal has been given. Isaac Romero, 10 minutes to go to half-time, doubles Sevilla's lead. And as we said, it's no more than they deserve. They've been absolutely brilliant so far this game. And Barcelona, just from their point of view, 2 such soft goals. The first, the penalty. Araujo doesn't need to really make that challenge. And then Koundé just easily shoved off the ball. Needs to be stronger. And as I mentioned, Koundé has been so good for Barcelona since he joined from Sevilla. But just really poor from the fullback then. And Barcelona have yet to really force the issue. Vlachodimos hasn't had a save to make in this game. Barca, as we mentioned, had to come from a goal down in their last away game to win. Now will have to come down from 2, but it's Sevilla coming forward again. Agume. Vargas on this left-hand side once more, running at Araujo. He's at the edge of the box. Vargas onto his left foot, going to get a cross in, blocked by Araujo. Corner kick. Sevilla looking for a 3rd before half-time, and Barcelona, having played that difficult game against PSG midweek, just have not got out of second gear this game, and they've been punished. The P1 is going absolutely crazy. Easy. Fine. Carmona. Back to Szczesny. Vlachodimos, excuse me. Long ball forward, looking for Romero, battling with Kubarsi. The defender wins that header in the air, but it's out for a throw-in on the far side to Sevilla, just on the halfway line as Hansi Flick looks on. 5 minutes to go, plus injury time until half-time, and you're looking at the options he has on the bench. Like I said, he is limited. Likes of Alejandro Balde, Andres Christensen, Eric Garcia in the sort of defensive unit. The two marks, Casado and Bernal on the bench in a forward area. Pedro Fernandez, Antonio Fernandez and Rooney Bargi, but they're big players. Your Lamine Yamals, your Rafinhas, Gavi, obviously all missing through injury, and their squad depth is being tested at the moment. Infield now to Rashford. And now Araujo in the centre circle. Forward here by Kubarsi into the Sevilla half. Frankie de Jong picks it up. Haven't seen much of him, nor of this man, Pedri. Carries it forward. Well played by Pedri. Pedri looking to slip the pass. He's found Rashford at the edge of the box. Rashford skips around a couple of tackles, can't lay it off. Falls for de Jong though. De Jong floats one towards Ferran Torres at the back post, but emblematic of their first half, de Jong's radar completely off and just puts it behind for a goal kick. See that goal again. Koundé just shoved off the ball. Agume, perfectly timed ball to Vargas. One touch, gets his head up across the box. Classic counter-attacking goal from Sevilla. And Isaac Romero, who'd missed a really good opportunity minutes before, puts it in the back of the net. Barca have a mountain to climb in this game. Vlachodimos fires the long ball forward. Kubarsi has time and space to take that down and find Pedri. Spins in the middle of the pitch and then carries forward. Pedri rides a few challenges, is eventually dispossessed. He wanted a free kick for a tug on it, potential tug on his jersey early on. Referee played on, and he has won a throw in on this near side. So you see it again, Romero just swiping his hand, but Barca still in possession. Here's how Kubarsi, like the Wojciech Szczesny. Just the 17 years in age difference between Kubarsi and Szczesny. All is 35, Kubarsi still 18. Lovely ball forward. Rashford could be in. He is. Marcus Rashford, it's wide. It's a brilliant save, I think, from Vlachodimos. First effort on goal. Kubarsi with an absolutely delightful pass through the lines, picks out the hole in the Sevilla defence, sends Rashford through. He's one-on-one, tries to put it through Vlachodimos' legs, just cannons off the Greek goalkeeper's knee, and it's a corner. But what a chance for Rashford to get his first La Liga goal. Corner comes, Rashford takes in towards the near post, gets a flick on. Araujo was there, well cleared by Azpilicueta. Falls for Pedri. He can't get it forward and possession is overturned, and then maybe a chance of a counter, but Gerard Martin is over to collect it for Barcelona. But what a pass that is from Pau Kubarsi, just in the centre circle, gets his head up and with his right foot plays one from in to out as Rashford had made the run inside the fullback. And a massive chance for the man on loan from Manchester United to half the deficit, but it's a good save from Vlachodimos. You would expect Rashford maybe to put that in the back of the net, but the goalkeeper stood tall. Just the slightest of touches on it. Barca in possession again. Here's the young Back to Ronald Araujo for Sevilla. So, as we have played the 45 minutes, just waiting to see how much additional time we'll have at the end of this first half. 6 additional minutes. Obviously, we had that long cooling break in the middle with the heat, and then that long VAR check for the penalty. So 6 minutes left in this half. Additional time, which we've just started. Into the left-hand side. Here's Gerard Martin. Goes past Sanchez. Down the line for Lewandowski. Back to goal. Receives the feet. Can't quite control it though. Really uncharacteristically poor from the Polish striker. Mendy now. Back to Vlachodimos. To the right-hand side. Here's Marcel. Plays it down the line for Sanchez. Martin in the way. But it went out as Marcel released it, so it will be a throw-in for Barcelona. Pedri now. Martin. Now to the left-hand side. Here's Rashford again. Head up, cross into the box. Looking for Lewandowski. And then Marcel and Vlachodimos collide with each other. And the Brazilian defender still down. It was him who actually gets his head on it. The really teasing ball in for Rashford, looking for Lewandowski. Vlachodimos came charging out of his goal to punch away. Marcel retreating towards his own, flicked it over his own bar, and then Vlachodimos catches his defender with his 2 fists. It's a really sore one for Marcel here, who's still down and receiving attention. Obviously no maliciousness in it, just accidental friendly fire there from the Greek goalkeeper as he gets some treatment. Again, really good ball in there from Rashford. And really good defending. Even better defending from Marcel, as we've just been shown a replay in the stadium of the second goal and the offside call, and Ruben Vargas was a millimetre onside, played on by the left shirt sleeve of Ronald Araujo. So it was offside. Marcel back on his feet, just holding the back of his head. So Sevilla temporarily down to 10, and an ideal situation as they defend this corner without their captain and centre back Marcel. Rashford to take on this near side, right-footed, outswing delivery into the back post, headed away, and referee has stopped play. There's Barcelona player down. Kunde, I think he blew the whistle before Rashford delivered, so we will take the corner kick again. Sevilla want to get Marcel back onto the pitch, but referee won't allow him. Corner to be retaken. Rashford again. Towards the near post. Vlachodimos punches away. And the ball was out of play over the end line. So Rashford, poor delivery from the corner as he whipped it from in to out. It went out over the end line. So Barca unable to take advantage of that set piece. Hansi Flick has a lot to think about. We're halfway through the 6 minutes of additional time. Vlachodimos clears his lines once more. Well, one in the air by Araujo, flicked on by Ferran Torres, and Rashford could be in here, but Marcel just back on the pitch in the right place at the right time to step in front. Now Sevilla send it over the top. Alexis Sanchez through on goal, tries to get it onto his right foot. Good defending from Araujo though. Again, Sevilla breaking that offside trap of Barcelona. This time it was Alexis Sanchez. And Araujo defended well on that occasion. Is Pau Cubarsí into the Sevilla half, steps forward, finds Lewandowski, first time layoff to Rashford, forward for Olmo. Olmo trying to pick out Lewandowski, he has, fires one across the box, but Suazo in the right place at the right time to clear. Head forward again by Araujo. Pedri, his pass is blocked at the edge of the box, and Vargas coming back to do his defensive duties, fires clear. Picked up again. Here's Ferran Torres around the corner for Koundé. Does well to keep it in play, does Jules Koundé initially, but then it's out over the end line for a goal kick. So we see that chance again that Sanchez won it. He did look just offside. It's good recovery pace from Araujo. Sanchez just stumbling as he tried to get it back onto his right foot. So goal kick, Vlachodimos again. We'll just send this long as we approach. We're in the final minute of the additional 6. Sevilla leading Barcelona by 2-0. Flicked on there by Romero, looking for Sau, who'd made the run from midfield, but back with Barcelona. Switch of play by Koundé to Martin. Rashford gives it back to the fullback. Martin on the halfway line. No way forward, so he plays to Cubarsí. We've played the 6 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Araujo steps forward into the Sevilla half. Lets it go. Here's Dani Olmo. Olmo forward for Lewandowski, trying to get it back to him, but Azpilicueta positions himself well. Gets the foot in, and now Agume can carry it forward. He's dispossessed though. Here's Pedri. Lovely ball in. Rashford free at the back post. Rashford, it's in the back of the net. Barcelona pull one back right before half time. Marcus Rashford gets his first goal in La Liga. It's a really, really good Barcelona goal. Delightful pick out from Pedri. Rashford free at the back post. Fires home first time on the volley with his left foot. Vlachodimos, no chance. Sevilla caught in possession in their own half. Agume giving it away. Pedri, 30 yards from goal, gets his head up. Brilliant pick out. Carmona was getting forward from right back, left Rashford behind him. Pedri puts it on a plate, and the Englishman fires home first time with his left foot into the roof of the net. A really, really good Barcelona goal right before half time. And they are well back in that, and that changes the team talk for Hansi Flick, although we do have a small stoppage. Goal has been given. Marcus Rashford's first in La Liga, obviously scored in for Barcelona. But nets here against Sevilla as Sanchez tries a speculative effort to respond. Doesn't quite manage to do so. And that is the half-time whistle, and at the break a really, really good opening 45 minutes here. Sevilla 2, Barcelona 1. The home side raced in front. Ronald Araujo penalised for a foul on Isaac Romero after a VAR check. Alexis Sanchez slammed home the penalty kick into the bottom corner. They absolutely pillared the Barcelona goal. Romero with chance, Mendy with a chance, Vargas with chance as well, and then they got their second just past the half an hour mark. Agume dispossessing Koundé on the halfway line, plays Vargas in behind. He got his head up, who beaten the offside trap, fired it across for Romero, who stuck it in the back of the net. But just before half time, Barcelona pull one back, dispossessing Sevilla in their own half. It fell for Pedri, who brilliantly picked out Rashford at the back post, who fired into the back of the net to make it 2-1. And that is where we stand after the first 45 minutes. We will be back in about 10 minutes for the second half. We'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Welcome back, everybody, to this La Liga game. Sevilla 2, Barcelona 1. Just about to get ready for the second half, and it looks like Hansi Flick has turned to his bench to try get this thing back on level terms and perhaps go on to win it. Alejandro Balde looks like he's going to come on, as does Eric Garcia. So 2 changes potentially coming in the back line for Barcelona. They're out on the pitch at the moment and just waiting on Sevilla to come back, as we are finally poised for this second period, and it is Balde and Garcia coming on for Barcelona. 2 half-time substitutions. Ronald Araujo makes way, the man who gave away the penalty. He'll be replaced by Garcia, and Gerard Martin, who struggled in that first half, picked up a yellow card, is off as well. So the 2 teams are as follows, starting with Barcelona: Wojciech Szczesny in goal. A back 4 now of Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Pau Cubarsí and Alejandro Balde. Frankie de Jong and Pedri in the middle, Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo, Marcus Rashford behind Lewandowski. For Sevilla, they look as though they have stayed with the same starting 11 in this game. They line up with Odysseus Vlachodimos in goal, Jose Angel Carmona, Cesar Azpilicueta, Marcao and Gabriel Suazo across the back. Lucien Agumo, Batista Mendy and Gibril Sau across the middle. Alexis Sanchez, who opened the scoring. Isaac Romero got the second, and Ruben Vargas up front for him. We are underway for the second half, and Robert Lewandowski gets it on the edge of the box, fires one across, and it's just wide of the post. So early chance inside the first 30 seconds or so. It never really was caught by the Polish striker. So it will be a goal kick, but Hansi Flick really ruthless in this decision making. When the 2 teams were coming off, Araujo did signal to the bench. He ripped the captain's armband off him and said something to the bench, so could have picked up an injury, but he's replaced. Now Sevilla come forward on the left. Here's Ruben Vargas trying to get around Koundé, who gave that ball away for the second Sevilla goal. Now, back with Barcelona. Here's Kubarsi. Balde, of course, back from injury now. Alex Balde. And he obviously would normally be the first choice left back, but has been injured. Injured again in that draw against Rayo Vallecano at the end of August. Came back, played 20 minutes off the bench against PSG and is in from half time at the moment. Barca still in possession. Here's Eric Garcia, scored against Oviedo in their last away game. Drives forward. Garcia passed Sau, trying to pick out Lewandowski, doesn't manage to do so. Rashford chasing that loose ball. Vlachodimos out of his goal to smother it. So good goalkeeping there from the man on loan from Newcastle United. So he had a spell with Forest as well. Headed forward by Garcia to Olmo. Back to Eric Garcia. Frankie de Jong now has dropped between his two centre backs to pick up the ball. 2 minutes gone this second half. Barcelona still trails Sevilla by 2-1. Alexis Sanchez opening the scoring against his former club from the penalty spot. Isaac Romero doubling that lead. Just over 10 minutes to go till half time, but Marcus Rashford in the 7th minute of additional time grabbing his first La Liga goal for Hansi Flick's side as Barcelona win a free kick here. Ferran Torres just feeling the back of his net. Gabriel Suazo penalised for that aerial duel. Pedri into Kubarsi on the halfway line. Forward for Alejandro Balde. Rashford. Interesting to see how those two combine along that left hand side now. Forward for Kubarsi. Looking for Pedri. Well intercepted there by Agume, and then Balde is penalised for that foul on Alexis Sanchez. Just comes in from behind, a bit over exuberant in the challenge. Sanchez only too happy to go down. So free kick to Sevilla, who obviously got off to that brilliant start. 2-0 up now. We'll want to hang on. Like I said, they have not beaten Barcelona in La Liga in 10 years. So Barca have won the last 7 between the two teams. Here's Pedri now, just pathway forward is shut down, and Romero just leaves one in on Pedri, and Romero picks up a yellow card for his trouble there, the striker. As Pedri was laying it off, Romero just comes in a bit late and clips his heels, so it is a yellow card. Second Sevilla player to be cautioned alongside Marçal. So free kick to Barcelona, just in the middle of the park here. What can Hansi Flick's side do? Came from behind against Real Oviedo. 1-0 down at half-time in that game as Marçal is penalised for a foul on Olmo. Free kick taken short. Frankie de Jong to Jules Koundé on the right-hand side. Back infield to Kubarsi on the halfway line. Now Balde checks back infield and finds Eric Garcia. Gets his head up. Long ball forward. Rashford is peeled away again. Lovely first touch from Rashford inside the Sevilla box. Tries to make something happen. Bundles over Sanchez, but can't quite grab a corner or get a strike away. Again, former teammates at Manchester United. Sanchez goes to the ground. It was a bit of a shove from Rashford on him, and then Azpilicueta gets across as well. Rashford thought he'd won the corner, but referee Alejandro Munez Ruiz, who's been busy today, said he came off the Englishman last. Forward from Vlachodimos. Sau tries to win the flick on, but it falls for Koundé. Now Dani Olmo trying to get around Mendy. The Frenchman just nipping at his heels and penalised for that is Batista Mendy. So free kick Barca again. So we're just trying to make this a scrappy game and not let Barcelona get into their groove. much like they did in the second half. Here's Eric Garcia on the halfway line. Steps into the Sevilla half. Now plays it out to his right. Koundé into the feet there of Olmo, and again it's another free kick. Sevilla just need to be careful here. Mendy penalised again. Bundling into the back of Dani Olmo there. Now out to the right hand side. Here's Koundé. Torres receives it to feet. Back to goal. Back to Koundé. Finds Olmo trying to get it back to Koundé again. Marseille steps in and then hits the deck. Sevilla clear their lines, but referee will stop play, and Marseille down inside his own box. Don't know how much was in that. But the Brazilian defender went down. He did well initially to step across and beat Koundé to the ball, and it's just a coming together. No real much of anything in that, to be honest. But again, Sevilla will, with that narrow lead, look to slow everything down, as we see Ronald Araujo on the bench, and he has a big ice pack strapped to his left calf, and as we mentioned, clearly picked up a knock at some point or a strain in that first half and withdrawn after break. So Ronald Araujo, another injury concern for Hansi Flick, who has 5 first teamers all out injured. Lamal, Rafinha, Joan Garcia, Gavi, Fermin, Lopez. And luckily for him, the international break might give a chance for some of these players. The short-term injuries. Obviously, Yamal was called into that Spanish squad, despite the fact that Barcelona said he wasn't going to go, and then he didn't. Araujo could be out as well. Now Koundé is penalised for a foul over on the left-hand side on Batista Mendy, right next to the sideline, and the Sevilla fans are going mad at their former player. As we see it, Koundé just has a little nibble on Mendy, and it can't really have too many complaints. It is a free kick, and a chance for Sevilla now to get this one into the box over on the left hand side. Sanchez is there with the right foot, Suazo with the left. Yeah, Barcelona playing quite a high line at the edge of their own box. Here comes the free kick though. Sanchez steps over it, leaves it. Suazo left footed, low delivery, collides with Dani Olmo, the one-man wall, but goes behind, so it is a corner kick. So not a total waste of that free kick there. But Suazo not getting the purchase on it that he maybe would have liked. So, corner kick from the far side of the pitch. Suazo to take. Left-footed delivery towards the edge of the box. Headed back in by Romero. Might fall again for Marcel. Strike, and again, saved by Szczesny. It was Gibril South. Danger not clear. Mendy puts it back at Gume wide. Sevilla surround the referee. They want another penalty. Referee's given a free kick. They want a penalty for handball, as we see it again, floated towards the back post. Romero heads it. It's blocked eventually. Marcel fires one towards the goal. Balde gets his body in the way for Barcelona. They're claiming it came off the full-back's arm. As we'll see it again, Marcel hit it towards goal. Balde turns his back on it to close it down. It collides with his right arm, but his right arm is nearly pinned to his back, and he's only a few yards away from Marcel. It will be very harsh reward. They are checking it in VAR. No penalty. No penalty given by VAR. It would have been extremely harsh on Alejandro Balde, the substitute just on the pitch. Marcel sent it toward goal, and like I said, Balde closed the space down. He was only half a metre, if even, away from the Brazilian defender, turned his back, and it hit his right arm, which is basically on his back. So no penalty, and we'll play on. Up towards Rashford, holding off Carmona. Wins the free kick for Barca on the halfway line, just short of the hour mark. Pedri now looking to lift one over the top for Rashford to chase. This time Carmona gets his body position right and intercepts Sanchez now. Dispossessed, and now a chance for Barcelona. Rashford on this left hand side, Balde outside him, ignores him through the moment, fires one across the box looking for Torres. Sevilla eventually scramble it clear through Suazo, but Barcelona pick it up. Here's Pedri with that wonderful assist at the end of the first half. Cubarsí out to Alejandro Balde, taking on his man to Rashford, back to Balde. He's into the Sevilla box, pulls one across straight into the chest of Lacademos. Good football from Barcelona. Alejandro Balde already influencing the game since coming on at half time. Just couldn't quite pick out a teammate. And Barca hunting for that equaliser. Lacademos, lovely pass to pick out Sau in the middle of the park. He can turn and drive into the Barcelona half of the pitch. Sanchez outside him. Here is Alexis Sanchez. Goes around Frankie de Jong towards the corner flag. Needs support here. Has it in Agume. Back infield to Mendy. Forward for Agume. Lifted it over the top for Sau. Looked to be in an offside position. Flag stays down. Sau across the goal. Now the flag goes up. Cross was off target anyway, but Swiss international just went a bit too quickly as Agume lifted over the top. Good line that time from Barcelona. They're obviously caught a few times in that first half, most notably, in the second goal, but do well that time as de Jong is dispossessed in the middle. Lacademos now switch to this right hand side, well won in the air by Carmona, trying to send Sanchez free, but Cubarsí is there to tidy up. Finds Szczesny. Here's Eric Garcia. Forward for Koundé. Sevilla pressing high to try win it back. Koundé tries to go around his man and is dispossessed. Ruben Vargas, but then Vargas just overruns it and it's a throw in. Koundé just getting away with one a bit there. Substitution coming for Sevilla relatively soon. It will be Manu Goudet coming on, the Serbian midfielder slash defender. Bit of experience as the ball falls now for Romero. It just fell to him. Looked like he was in offside position, but it came off a Barcelona player at the edge of the box. It's a bit of a wild effort. I think he had less time on it than he really did. Could have taken another touch, but on the hour mark it is still 2-1. It looks like a Core Adams, the striker, will come on as well. Adams came off the bench to grab the winner for Sevilla against Rayo Vallecano last time out in the 87th minute, and he will be introduced as well, the Nigerian centre forward. Sevilla in possession now. Marçal forward, loose pass, but it falls nicely for Agume. Gets his head up, space on this right hand side. Carmona wants to pick someone out, goes instead short to Sanchez. Sanchez thought the fullback was going to continue his run, but he stopped and stayed wide as Torres tries to get around his man. Ferran Torres has been fairly anonymous in this game. Here comes the changes though from the Sevilla bench. Core Adams will come on up front. He will replace, well, first one is Goudet, Nemanja Goudet. He comes on for Djibril Sow in the middle, so that may see Sevilla switch to a back three with Azpilicueta, Marçal and Goudet, or Goudet could be the deepest of the midfield three. We'll see what happens soon enough once Nemanja Goudet comes onto the pitch. But Djibril Sow is off after an hour, and Core Adams also off, just waiting to see who the second one is, and it is Isaac Romero who comes off. Has his goal, his third of the season. He's replaced. It's a like-for-like substitution up front for Sevilla. Looks as though Goudet has gone into the middle of the park. as Adams gets his first touch. Rumbles down into the corner and wins a corner kick for his side. So first impact, just a long throw down the sideline. The striker using his body well and winning a set piece out of it. So we see that Szczesny save again and missed all the checking of the VAR for the penalty. Sau had a massive chance the second time it fell down. And Szczesny puts out a left leg. Corner kick though. Suazo towards the penalty spot, looking for Adams, gets the knockdown. Marcel collects it at the back post. He sends it in again, headed away, only as far as on the left hand side. For Barcelona, played down the left hand side for Torres, who stayed forward. Good defending though there by Cesar Azpilicueta. Good experienced play. Gets his body in the way and clears. Now forward from Vargas. Good football this from Sevilla. Agume gets his head up, fires forward for Adams. Sanchez was there as well, but just gets too much on that. And Szczesny can come out of his goal and collect. So Frankie de Jong forward for Pedri. Now to the right hand side, here's Eric Garcia and Jules Koundé. Back to Frankie de Jong again. Splits the centre backs to pick it up and then carries into the centre circle. Gets his head up, wants options, has one out wide right in Ferran Torres into Pedri. Lovely flick though for Rashford. Pedri again. Can he pick someone there? Pedri! Good save by Vlachodimos. Lovely, lovely football from Barcelona along the right hand side. Pedri picks it up, flicks it around the corner for Rashford, gets it back, stayed on side, angle tight, good save from Vlachodimos at his near post. Pedri just upping the tempo and pace momentarily and getting a strike on goal. Corner kick to come. Rashford from the far side delivers into the box, finds Garcia, headed away, punched away, by Vlachodimos. Another good save in quick succession. Eric Garcia getting his head to the ball from that corner from Rashford on the penalty spot, diverts it towards goal. It's right down the middle, straight at Vlachodimos, one you'd expect him to save. Not a lot of power in it from Garcia, but another effort on target. Barca searching for that equaliser. 25 minutes remaining. Here's Alejandro Balde, skips inside past Sanchez and then is pulled back by the Chilean. And it will be a free kick. Wanted to take it quickly, but the referee pulls them back. Here's Pedri. It's Eric Garcia, now Kubarsi. Sevilla dropping deeper into their own half to defend. Rashford. Just intercepted there by Sanchez. Little flick from Adams, and now here is a core Adams on the right hand side. Forward, looking for the run there of Carmona. If he got the pass right, Carmona could be in behind, but doesn't find his teammate. Barcelona with possession once more. Jules Koundé. Garcia nearly leaving that back pass short to Szczesny, and Kubarsi just puts it straight out of play. Garcia just not putting quite enough on that. Szczesny had to step up before Core Adams could get onto it, and then Kubarsi rushed into a clearance, and it'll be a throw into Sevilla, halfway inside the Barcelona half of the pitch on this right hand side. Jesus Carmona, ball in his hands, throws it down the line for Adams, who's just using his body to hold off Pau Kubarsi. Now he gets some help with Pedri, but it's good play by the centre forward. 3 Barcelona players around him, still wins the corner kick. It's exactly what you want in that situation from your striker. And with Kubarsi, Balde and Pedri all around him, still gets the corner. So Sevilla attacking from left to right here at the P1. Corner kick to come from this near side. It will be Ruben Vargas to take. Right-footed. Outswing delivery. Comes into the box. Towards the back post. Headed away by Lewandowski. And now Barca looking to counter. It's a good challenge though on Rashford. Vargas gets it back. Fires it across. Kubarsi gets in the way. Rashford still down. We play on. Agume on this right-hand side. Has Vargas in support. Here is the Swiss international. Infield to Batista Mendy. Back to Agume. Agume finds Vargas. Puts his head down. Drives towards the box. He's given it away though. And now Barca have a chance to break. Torres helps it onto Rashford on this left-hand side. Pedri making his way forward into the middle. Rashford goes short. Dani Olmo outside the box looking to find Lewandowski. He has Lewandowski turns, strikes. It's blocked. Really good defending there from Suazo. Danger still not over. Here's Koundé down by the corner flag. Fires across to the back post. He's picked out Rashford. First time effort is blocked by Azpilicueta. Corner kick. Really good counter attack there and good defending from Sevilla. First from Suazo. And then Azpilicueta as Rooney Bargi is about to come on for Barcelona. We'll take this corner kick first, or will we do the substitution? So Rooney Bargi, the young Swede side from FC Copenhagen. Rashford goes short to Pedri, gets it back, fires across in. Vlachodimos punches away, nearly caught out at his near post, the Greek goalkeeper. But it reacts well. Sanchez down the line to Vargas, he helps it on. Here's Adams in his own half. Adams trying to hold it up but just runs it out of play. And here comes the substitution for Barcelona. Rooney Bargi ready to come onto the pitch. As had signed in the summer, and he will replace Ferran Torres over on the right hand side. Six games this season for the 19-year-old. A lot of hype out of him coming from FC Copenhagen. Had a really bad ACL injury that ruled him out for over a year. Signed with Barca in the summer and still very young and exceptionally talented. Kubarsi now, another exceptionally talented Barcelona teenager on the ball. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Sevilla still lead by 2-1, and Barcelona at the moment on course for their first loss in the league, their second defeat in a row. It will be after losing midweek to PSG. But Eric Garcia steps forward and drives into the middle of the park. Garcia, can he pick out a pass? It's blocked by Marçal, and then Sevilla turn it around. Sanchez balloons it forward towards Adams, but nowhere near that really. Koundé can pick it up. Here's Pedri on the halfway line. Carries forward into Rashford. Flick toward De Jong, cut out by Agume. He's been everywhere this afternoon. Gave away the ball for the Barcelona goal. One thing he's done wrong here. Kubarsi on the halfway line. Forward for De Jong. Skips around Mendy. Now Olmo out to Bargi. First real involvement for the winger. He's going to go at Suazo. Bargi checks back and plays it to Koundé. Now here's Pedri. Shifted on to Alejandro Balde. Infield to Rashford. Balde again. Marcus Rashford. Now Olmo back to goal. Hassled there by Goudet. Still on the ball, Dani Olmo. Plays it to his left. Pau Kubarsi. 20 minutes remaining. Barca still down by 2-1. Here's Eric Garcia. Sevilla have everyone in behind the ball at the moment. Koundé infield to Bargi. Trying to make something happen. Pedri leaves it for Kubarsi. 40 yards from the Sevilla goal. Barca pressing. Now he drives towards the edge of the box. Kubarsi skips around the challenge. Has a go. It's blocked. Might fall for Bargi. It does at the back post. Looking to create an angle for a shot on his left foot. Lays it off. Pedri from the edge of the box. Closed down again. Really good defending from Sevilla as they escape that time. Still, here comes the danger again. Olmo forward for Koundé. Koundé on the right hand side plays one across the box. Mendy in the way to clear. And Batista Mendy has stayed down at the edge of the box. It was Guede threw himself in front of that Pedri shot. Bargi did really well when it fell to him at the edge of the box. Thought he was going to have a go himself. Laid it to the edge of the box, and we know the type of quality Pedri has from that sort of range. But Guede, Sevilla captain, now wearing the armband after coming on, puts his body on the line and prevents it. And it looks like another substitution for Sevilla. Ruben Vargas, who's been good today on the left-hand side, will be withdrawn. And Adnan Januzaj, I think, is coming on in his place. Januzaj was a doubt for this game with an injury, but fit enough to come on for the last 15 or so minutes. So Januzaj on in place of Vargas, and it looks like Mendy is also coming off. So Batista Mendy off too, and he will be replaced by Gerard Fernandez. So double substitution. Okay, as he's known as Gerard Fernandez. So ball forward now. Januzaj beaten to it by Balde. Balde goes down in the box. Referee has given it. Penalty kick, Barcelona. Januzaj on the pitch. 20 seconds. Gets caught in behind by another substitute, Alejandro Balde. And it is a penalty kick for Barcelona. Out of nothing. Second spot kick of the game. Januzaj can't quite believe it as we see it. Balde just exchanges pass with Rashford. Balde gets in behind. He's the wrong side, Adnan Januzaj. It's clumsy. It looks as though there's a shirt pull. The initial foul takes place just outside the box, but Balde stays on his feet and is eventually bundled over. And I don't think Januzaj can have too many complaints about that. Literally on the pitch, 20 or so seconds. He's also been yellow carded, has the Belgian. And a huge chance here for Barcelona to come from 2-0 down and draw level. Lewandowski has the ball in his hands, and Adnan Januzaj cannot believe his luck. His first act since coming off the bench is to give away a penalty kick and be yellow carded. He's just looking absolutely dumbstruck on the pitch there. Can't quite believe what he's just been involved in. Can't really have too many complaints. It's a really clumsy challenge. And Robert Lewandowski scored last time out, looking for his 5th of the season. Scored his last 3 penalties up against Odysseus Vlachodimos. Can he draw us level with 15 minutes to go? Lewandowski. Just waiting for the signal from the referee. Lewandowski steps up, little stutter run up, and it's wide. Robert Lewandowski misses. Huge chance gone begging. Robert Lewandowski, ever reliable in a Barcelona shirt and throughout his career. Little stutter run up, goes for the left corner. Vlachodimos guesses the right way. Little stutter step, gets good contact on it, but puts it wide of the post. A massive moment here in Seville as Vlachodimos celebrates with the crowd in Azpilicueta. Lewandowski misses the penalty kick. And Adnan Januzaj is one relieved man. Huge drama in Seville. We remain at 2-1 and we'll take a cooling break now, well needed for everyone involved in this game. But Robert Lewandowski, a penalty was scored in that goal in the first half. Sanchez confidently struck it to the back of the net. Lewandowski went for the same side of the goal, the left-hand side of the goal, as we looked at it with his right foot. Like I said, it's a good strike. from the Polish frontman, but his direction is all off. Vlachodimos guessed the right way, but it's wide of the post. And a huge moment. And Lewandowski, if you were to put a bet on any man to stick a penalty away, it would be Robert Lewandowski, as Januzaj is just receiving some instructions from the bench. He must be so relieved. The crowd going absolutely mad here. We see it again. It is a poor challenge from the back from Januzaj. It is a penalty, but Lewandowski steps up, stops right before the ball, as he does. His way of taking penalties, wants Vlachodimos to move. The keeper stood still, held firm, and Lewandowski fires it wide. And I think on replay it looks as though Vlachodimos had some choice words for Lewandowski there right at the end. Maybe not repeating what we've just seen on replay, but we remain 2-1 to Sevilla. What a last 15 or so minutes we have in store as Pepe Fernandez picks it up from Adams, driving towards the Barcelona box, goes down. Referee says De Jong won the ball. Forward now, lifted over the top by Lewandowski, who comes short, but there's no one there. Vlachodimos out of his goal will pick it up and then just pull it back into his box so he can gather it. It's a good challenge there on the edge of the box on Pepe Fernandez. And Sevilla just in possession now. Go long, flicked on by Adams. Well dealt with there by Eric Garcia. Picked up in the middle, but it's a free kick for Barcelona, just on the halfway line. Now forward, looking for De Jong. It falls for Pedri. Out to the right hand side. Here's Bargi. In on his left foot, has a go, but gets completely underneath it there. This is the young winger, not the greatest of strikes, and it's over the bar. Poor effort. As we see it again, Lewandowski. Cannot do what Alexis Sanchez did in the first half. Here's Sevilla now, deep in their own half, trying to play out from the back. Suazo's clearance just closed down there by Rashford, who seems to have gone out to the right hand side. It's a haunted look in the face of Lewandowski. Throw in for Sevilla, down the line, flicked on by Goudet, picked up by Koundé, forward by Agume, but now here's Frankie de Jong. Back to Eric Garcia and Pau Cubarsí. The middle, Pedri, Pepe Fernandez snapping at his heels. De Jong spins around Agume and then is hauled down, and it's a yellow card for the Frenchman. No real complaints there. Really good from De Jong to escape the initial challenge, and Agume just cynically drags him down. Sevilla trying desperately to hold on to their narrow lead here. Here's Frankie de Jong again. Fernandez, the substitute for Sevilla, really just following him everywhere. Cubarsí out to Balde on this near side. Good challenge there by Carmona. And it's a throw in for Barcelona. Cubarsí back to Szczesny. 10 minutes remaining. Sevilla still lead by 2-1. Garcia forward for Lewandowski. Lovely little flick over the top for Bargi. Can he get it? He can't. Rooney Bargi is through on goal to make it 2-2. It's straight at the goalkeeper. What a chance. Barcelona can't believe it. It's a brilliant opportunity. Wonderful play by Lewandowski. Flick around the centre back. Bargi steams onto it. Shows good composure to cut back in on his left foot. He's on the penalty spot, straight through on goal. And it's such a tame effort. straight at Vlachodimos. What a massive chance that was to make it 2-2. And the chance goes begging. Unbelievable opportunity. Brilliant from Lewandowski in the build-up. But Rooney Bargi, looking for his first ever Barcelona goal, had a golden opportunity. But it's one of the easier saves that Odysseas Vlachodimos will ever make. And you get the feeling it just may not be Barcelona's day. Still have time though, 8 minutes of normal time remaining. We will probably have a decent bit of additional time with the substitutes and the cooling break, so about similar to the first half. I'd say about 5 or 6 minutes if we don't have any major stoppages between now and then. But throw into Sevilla in the Barcelona half. Down the line by Suazo. Akor Adams the target. Backs into Garcia. Adams to feet. Tries to control it. Doesn't quite come off. Kubarsi lifts it toward De Jong. Back to Koundé. And then Eric Garcia back towards his own corner flag. It's closed down. Doesn't quite get the distance on it. Ball is up in the air. Neither side able to get it down. Now Goudet does. Into the feet there. Peque Fernandez trying to help it on. Fernandez in the box, but just out behind for a goal kick. Never really sat down for the substitute. And goal kick to Barcelona. Wojciech Szczesny. Clipped forward, looking for Rashford. Azpilicueta goes down and Rashford has been penalised for that challenge. Ball just played up to the two and Rashford gets a yellow card for his troubles. And a bit of a smile there from Rashford, more so at the decision as in fact it's Carmona rather than Azpilicueta who's down. It was just as the ball was played forward between the two of them collided and Carmona just